Hello and welcome to the Hacker's Edge demonstration video / tour. In this video I'll be going through the Hacker's Edge demo, which is currently in alpha, and I'm currently trying to build it out and make it into something a lot bigger, and I wouldn't mind feedback, and I'm trying to get a bit of publicity with it and getting people interested, and getting people looking at it and that, and kind of getting feedback on what people might want out of this kind of project. But anyways, you can visit the actual website at hackers-edge.com. There was a previous version of it that I made that was web-based, but after a while it just got difficult to figure out how to make the web-based version click and work, and that it just, I don't know, it didn't feel right either having a web-based version. So in the end, I'm making a CLI version, which is a console-based version, and probably an ncurses system as well on top of that, just to make it feel more hackish and more authentic for hacker-like atmosphere, and that for gamers that want to enter this kind of environment. But yeah, so this information here is also going to be posted at the very bottom of this video, so you can just see it here, and it's also at the bottom. So you can access the web, you can access this demo I'm showing today right here. Just visit www.hackersedge.com/hedemo/ and then it'll bring up a terminal right in your browser, and you can play around with the stuff I'll be showing you today. So here, let's get started. So exit that. So first of all, I want to go into the, you can access the Telnet version by going to imkevin.ca, pressing enter. And then from here, you can press the F7 key, and it'll bring you to this screen here. You're about to enter a piece of software in alpha development stage. There is a lot of unfinished components before I can go into beta. You can learn a lot more about this project at the following website. You can click this in your browser as well if you're using the web-based version, just to read more. And there's also forums there too, so if you join, you can go to the forums and leave comments or whatever there as well. And then you can use the help command to see available commands, and then you can also see new mail, because it says there's new mail there, right? So I'm going to go help, press enter, and it brings up a bunch of commands you can actually type from this host. So we're going to go through all these commands one by one and just kind of give you an idea what they do. So first we're going to go ACL. This basically tells you the ACL of the current host you're on. So this host here has these ACLs for the guest user you're currently logged in as guest as in Hacker's Edge network. It updates the ACL list. You can read through this yourself. I'm not going to go through all this stuff, but it explains the ACLs and what everything means and what you can do with it exactly. So, but our ACL currently is our RWF, which means we have read, we have write, and we have full access to this host. So we're going to type in help again to keep seeing the documents. And then there's an assembler. This assembler can basically, you can create programs. This is going to be used extensively later on. It's being used right now. Like there's a firewall tool that you can see that I built with this. I'll kind of show you stuff through here in a second by my other user that I have. So we're going to go to files here. You can see there's a firewall sys here. There's firewall sys. There's also hello bin. To run binaries, you create by the assembler. You can go run hello bin. You can tab it out as well, and that's what it does there. And you can also go ASM. Oh, connection slowing down here for a second. It says a telnet connection, so this is level. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so ASM. We're going to go hello.bin. So now hello bin is loaded into the hacker assembly system here. So you can do dumps. Actually, if you type in help here, you can get a list of commands as well. You can go boot, which basically brings it up and says it loads the program. That's what boot does. You can go load bin, which loads into the binary. You can save a binary. You can source in a source file. You can go string to add strings. You can go data. There's various other commands too that you can actually run. There's a full help document somewhere as well you can look at. So we're going to go dot. We're going back to help here, and we're going to look at the other commands for now. Actually, if you go help ASM, you'll get information here on it, and you can connect to this hacker. You can connect to the hub space here, and you can see examples and such there as well. So the next command is the attribute command. This lets you set various attributes on the host. One of the attributes I'll show you today, which I won't show you all the attributes because some of them are not ready yet, but there's the DNS attribute. This actually allows you to connect to hosts via DNS information, so you can go to the hub and it'll connect you to the hub system, which has the ASM document. So if you're curious about the assembler and want to play around with and create your own little programs, you can go read assembler and you can read everything here, and you can kind of understand how it works. To log off, actually, let's go to the next command here. Because we can run these commands on anyone you want. So let's say we want to copy a file over from one host to another, right? We can go copy file. Let's copy the ASM docs to our own system. So we can do this, and actually let's do route. Route gives you a route of all your systems, right? So we can go copy file. So we're going to go copy ASM doc, and we're going to copy this to our home system over here because we want to copy that document. Copied. Operation was successful. That's how copy file works. And create file, if you have access to the server, it's slowing down for a second here. The telnet connection is can be a little, there we go. So we're going to go ACL and see if we even have, have access to the server. So we can't create anything. We try creating a file, it won't let us. Access denied. So if we do a log off, we can do a create here. First we're going to do files, and we're going to see that the ASM doc is here. And the file is, you can remove the file as well by doing that, right? So next we're going to create a file. We're going to create test. We're going to create one called test file. This is a test file. And these files can be copied other places. These can be scripts. You can do anything you want with these. To run, you can use the run script command to actually run scripts you create. Let's go files. Now you see test file. So remove file, test file. Right. So back to help again. Let's go to the next set of commands here. So next we have the files, which I showed you many times. The finger command, which this allows you to query your remote host to see who has access to it. So let's do finger the hub. Route to host. Let's try examples. Oops, examples. I don't think I can actually. I can actually do. I don't think I set up the DNS to work with those systems. No, I didn't. Okay, so the hub is going to be this IP address right here. So we're going to do the finger. There. See, it says remote users. One called other there. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, so use the query command, and you can the firewall checks the firewall in the current connected host, and these informations here will be listed. These just display what the return value of the firewall is, and this will be explained later on as the games develop. But these are definitely, the firewall is definitely used right now. If you try to connect to my host, which is, we try doing a connect. Actually, let's do a finger for my host first. This is the host, my personal host here. Oops, my personal host is this one here. Is this one? It's going to go connection refused, the query service, right? So you can't query it. If you try an nmap, it's going to display all zeros, meaning that the firewall, meaning you're blocked from my host. So if I try to connect to it, oh, wrong one. Connect there. Yeah, connection refused. You won't be able to connect to it. So that's how that works. Let's go back to the help command again. So that's what finger does and firewall does. And format is for formatting the host if you want to format it, but I wouldn't recommend. If you do, then this host, then you power off this host, it wouldn't be bootable, and I don't want to kind of do that right now. But if you want to give it a try, go right ahead, because it's just going to break this example. I won't be able to show you the rest of this system because the system would be formatted, and the format command will delete the kernel. And if the kernel is deleted, then the system won't boot. Well, this host won't boot. That's part of the aspect of the system. I'll probably go through that afterwards. Like, I'm probably going to make a backup of this before I show that, though. I don't think I really want to go to that extent and break the system. So, and then the IP address shows the IP address of your currently connected system. So, say if I connect to the hub, and then go IP. I see the IP address of where I am, right? So that's what that does. So if I go connect to example, also the example server is a place. Oh yeah, there's no DNS on this one, right? Attribute DNS. I can't even see attribute. I'll have to set that up. But if you connect to a host with no DNS, or that's something else, you can also be tricky as well. Like if you take control of a host in this system and you change their DNS server to, say, a malicious one you set up yourself, you can really screw up another player. Like, say the player wants to bounce from server to server to server using say DNS names and doesn't know the IP addresses, then you could theoretically really cause havoc. Like you can change the aspect of a store. So say the store DNS is pointing somewhere else, and a rival connects to this one server and wants to jump to another server to be able to connect this one store. Well, you could just change that DNS, for example, and then they try connecting to that. Instead of connecting to the real store, they connect to a fake store, and they basically would download a virus onto their own host, basically destroying or formatting their own host, requiring that player to basically rebuild or restart that entire host back from scratch. If they had no backups, then well, SOL. That's why there's a copy. That's why they have a copy file command. You can actually have multiple hosts, and you can transfer files and make backups of really important things. Like there's source stuff you probably want to back up, for example. I'll show you the example stuff here. There's not many examples right now, but you can see there's one example here. This is how the hello ASM file works basically. But I'll connect to my other account in a moment, and you're going to kind of see how complex these scripts can actually be. So we're going to go help, and then the mail command is for checking mail on a host you're connected to, but this host here doesn't have mailbox support, so you can't do it. You have to connect to this server. I'll show you the mail stuff in a few moments. The OOC is not done yet, but this allows out of character mode where you can get chat rooms, you can talk to people, and there's like nothing here you can use right now. It's basically nothing right at the moment. But later on, it's going to build out to a forum, a chat room, so you can go to the OOC mode. You can talk to players without being out of character mode. That's what that's for. Power off is to power off the current host. If the kernel file is missing and it tries to be powered back on, the host will fail to power on, and the user won't be able to connect to their host basically. The read file, I think I showed you that. The read file reads a file. RM file showed you that. Route shows you your current route in the system. Run runs a binary file. Run script runs a script. So if you go files, here's an example script here. One's called feedback. Oops. Read feedback. So this one here creates a local file with the UID. It copies that to the feedback server, and then it removes the file. So I'm actually going to run this right now to give you an example of how the script works in feedback. So you can create scripts as you want by the create command, and then you can run it like so. So we're going to run this command, run script, and we're going to go. This is an awesome alpha demo. Can't wait to see the final product. And then dot to line itself, done. And it actually shows you, it actually echoes out and shows you what it's done, right? And now that's been over there. Now if you actually try to connect this host actually is a firewall, so you can't connect and see other people's stuff. See? Or it does actually, interesting, files. Yeah, actually you can't see the files. You can connect. You just can't see anything. It's just, you only have write access to it, I believe. So, actually if I use the query service, I can probably query. Let's see if there's a firewall. There's no firewall, so I can use query. Finger. I can use the finger command on that host, and it should say that the guest user has access to it. Come on. Okay, that's strange. Oh, I think it's yeah, my connections. I don't know why it's doing this today. It wasn't doing this before. Gotta wait a few seconds. It's gonna paste it. It's gonna paste that a few times now, I think, when it comes back. There it goes. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move that. Yeah. See, remote users. It says CoronaBoy and guest have access to that server. So, but yeah. So now I will show you the mail system. So we can go connect. We go connect mail, or just connect to the 6.6 one, like it says. So we connect to mail. And you have one message in your box. You can go list, you can go read 0, you can also type in help to see all the commands there. And now this is where I'm actually going to open up a new shell here, and I'm going to SSH into my own user. SSH CoronaBoy node 1 HSH. Okay. And then this is an example of stuff that I have on here. This is management stuff that I'm using to actually set up certain servers for certain things. So this is the DNS system and how I built the DNS bin. Actually, I'll show you that. Why not? So anybody that actually watches this video might have an edge, get it, hacker's edge, by seeing this example on how DNS would work. But there's going to be documentation on a few places that are going to explain a lot of these commands here. So this is how the DNS gets set up. And it gets read from this file here. So, but yeah, so that's that. And now what I want to show you is I want to send a mail. I'm going to go reply back. So it's going to reply. We're going to reply to this message here that's sent from this person. And we're going to go awesome dot sending message. Now whatever I'm doing here, so I'm going files, and it'll immediately tell you have a new mail. It'll tell you like right away. As soon as you type next command, you'll see a message saying you have new mail. I'm planning on adding colorization to this as well, so that you don't miss those kind of things, right? You have hints for you kind of know you have a new message waiting for you. So then I can just do a connect to mail, and then I have a new message. I can go list. Oh, guess any message. Read 0. Yay. I can go delete. And I can delete 0, and then exit out. And that's how that works. And then I can go, and this is I can connect to the feedback. Actually, I can't connect to feedback like that. I gotta go. I don't have it. That's not in my DNS. 164.6.5. And then I can go files here. So this is how the ACL works for guest. So guest has write access, meaning guest can't do anything but write feedback to the server. Huh? That's how that works. And then I'll show you the firewall sys in a second too, how that works. So first I'm going to read this feedback to show you how it looks. See? And then rm file feedback. Right. Okay. So now I'm going to show you the firewall file here. So we're going to go files. We're going to go read. Oh, I actually don't have the firewall source code here. Yeah, it's probably on my other. It's probably somewhere else. But yeah, I don't have the firewall source code here. I have it in my other system, on my other thing, I think. So, but oh well, I guess I can't really show you the firewall source code, but that doesn't really matter anyways. But these are other scripts here that do other funky things that I'm not going to go through because these are things I'm kind of keeping, hidden right now for no one knows how to do some certain things because there's certain things that are management stuff only. So, yeah, so we go exit and yeah, so that's I guess is a gist on how it basically works right now. Like there's really not much right on the alpha stage, I guess. You have the codings. You have there's an assembler right now that has lots of commands added. You have networks. You have a system that's networked. You have access control. You have code that runs firewall stuff, where firewalls can actually block stuff. You have so there's quite a lot right now in the alpha to look at and test out and play in. You can go to various servers. You can look at the examples. You can read the code. Like you should connect to the hub. The hub is where you probably want to go to see all these things. You have the opcodes, you have the ASM doc, you have the interrupts, those things there. I'll be adding a new one for net stuff that has all the other stuff too. There'll be more documents being added here as time goes on. So do check that out. And yeah, so that is a good demo of the Hacker's Edge system to give you sort of an idea on how the alpha works. And once the system goes into beta, there will be the alpha part will be cut off in a sense. There won't be no guest login, and people will actually be having their own logins that they can actually use. Logins will be created via the web interface, and then people will be able to connect via the Telnet interface by just signing in using their password they create using the web interface to sign into the system. So hopefully that gives people an idea on what Hacker's Edge is and what it's hopefully going to be at one point. There's hopefully going to be missions added. There's going to be various servers all over the place you can try to hack into and try to do stuff to, and a bunch of other fun things. So hope you enjoyed.